Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. It's brought to you by the Belly Up Sports Network and Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Today, we got a bunch of things, but we're going to delve into the second and third round, some possibilities for that. We got some news and rumors to share with you and all this other stuff. But first, I got to bring in one of my co-hosts, the man of steel himself, Curt Steele.
What up, though? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, we got your comment cards. We got the question of the day. We got Detroit Lions trivia. But first, I got to kick it to the man. Who? Coach Jones.
Coach Jones. Who? Coach Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Hey, let's get this thing started.
Right now.
Let go.
It's Detroit Lions talk, baby.
Hello, welcome back to the show, everybody. And we're going to talk about some round two possibilities. What do you got there, Curt?
All right, first up, we have Terrence Marshall. This guy was a pro day stud. Coming out of LSU, 6'3", 201. The 40 time was ridiculous, 4.38. I mean, that's smoking. Good size and route running. He is definitely one of those guys that kind of got mixed into the shuffle with that great wide receiving core down there at LSU, but he's a standout guy. If it wasn't for some of those guys like Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, he would have been kind of just a forgotten guy, but he had a really good season in 2020.
Really did. All right. Who we got next there, Mike?
All right. We got Richie Grant.
Ooh, that's a fan favorite.
Safety out of Central Florida. He's 6'1", 197 pounds. And I know a little bit about Richie Grant. I know he's favored by a lot of people. Yeah, he's a playmaker at safety, which we definitely need on the defense. But I don't know, Jim. How do you feel about Richie Grant?
I think if he's there, we need him. We take him. 2020 stats: 72 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, a sack, 3 interceptions, 5 pass defended, 2 fumble recoveries, and 2 forced fumbles. Talk about playmaker. Richie Grant is it. And I think he fits the Lions scheme pretty well too. I like him. If he's there in round 2, that is my pick. We need a safety really, really bad. Okay. What do you think about him, Curt?
Nice player. UCF is definitely a team down there that I've taken a look at, especially living in this area on the East Coast. But he's one of those guys that's a plug-and-play guy, so he can go in and start right away. He'd be a good mix with Tracy Walker.
Yeah, I believe that too. I have Dylan Moses as our third second-round possibility. He's from Alabama. He's an inside linebacker, an outside linebacker. He's 6'3", 240. But his 40 time was 4.46. That was really, really good. But Dylan Moses, he didn't part the Red Sea and had reconstructive surgery. So I don't know, man. ACL surgery 2020. He was a great linebacker. Can he get back to form after that? He almost called it quits. The guy almost retired. Take a flyer on him, but not in the second round.
Not in the second round.
That's
now I'll tell you, Dylan Moses, when he was at his pinnacle at Alabama, was one of the best linebackers in the country.
Yes.
Hands down. He was that guy's awesome. So the guy can play. But the ACL kind of worries you. Second round is a little high for him just because of the fact of the injury.
It's a reconstruct, and that's what bothers me about it. We're going to move on to round 3 now. So these are some round 3 prospects. Now, the draft is fluid, let me tell you. These guys could actually go into second round, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, take it with a grain of salt. But who do you got? Salt, sorry about that. Who do you got first, Curt?
Andre Cisco. All right, he's a safety out of the University of Syracuse, 6', 209, 4.48, 40-yard dash, explosive three-down safety. He had a terrific season in 2020, but he had a shell with a knee injury. Of course, one of some of those guys in that mid to late rounds are going to be that. They have really good players, but I mean he's definitely aggressive, effective. He's he can dissect the offensive plays, very good in coverage. solid ball skills. Definitely one of those guys with great bursts when he's healthy. So you're looking at the guy. He's very physical. He can read the field. He sails out. He makes tackles. He's definitely a guy when healthy that could be a plug and play guy, just like we talked about Richie Grant in the second round.
Oh man,
the Lions should take that on as a theme, man. That should be their sub thing. When healthy, man, that should be our theme.
You, listen, man. I can't do that for a guy we're drafting. Like you can't have that injury history in college. Like that, that's a pass for me.
I mean, some people do really well, and some people don't. I mean, it's just.
I mean, it's a
so
flyer.
Hard.
I mean, even with football on any level, you always is going to be an injury risk because it's a collision sport.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand what you're saying, Coach Mike. But I'm not saying that this is the end all be all. We have to draft this guy in the third round. But mid to late rounds, that's a guy you can take a flyer on. And it depends on how much. We have a couple of third round picks, so maybe we can take a flyer on a guy. You know what I'm saying?
He checks a lot of boxes. I mean, if you notice who they're getting in free agency so far, it's guys that can tackle. They've really focused on people that are really good tacklers, and so this guy's a really good tackler. They've also focused on injured players, so that checks another box that we have for our team. But anyway, hey, we got another fan favorite coming up. It's Paulson Abedo. What do you got on him, Mike?
Yeah, he's actually a hometown boy. He's actually from Farmington Hills. So I think that's why a lot of people are for Paulson. They want him to return home, come home.
Yes.
He's a cornerback, 6'1", 192 pounds. And I'm in favor of the hometown people wanting to come home if they want to play and if they keep their nose out of trouble once they get home.
Yeah, the only thing about him, he was really good. I mean, he was going to be a first-round pick after 2018, but then his production dropped, and he did too. 2019, he had 4 interceptions, 10 pass defenses, 23 tackles, but then he opted out of 2020. So you don't know who you got. I mean, 2018 was really good. 2019, his production went down. Then he's out in 2020. So those are the things that probably made him slip into possibly the third round. What do you got there, Curt?
Yeah, but the only issue, I don't have an issue with him opting out. Like,
no, I don't either.
Rashawn Slater opted out, and he's projected to be the top offensive tackle in the draft. So, I mean, this happens. He just had to have that bad production in 2019. We don't know what's going on. So, it maybe just been something that, he's took a step back. But, we'll see. He definitely is someone to look at. Good size at 6'1", great 40 time, 4.42. So that's right around that.
He's got some speed,
some wheels on him. So I mean, we'll see if he's available. Maybe that is a guy like you said, like I said before, 2 third-round picks. So you can take a flyer on. We definitely need
corners. Depth is still a need for us. I think
it's definitely still an issue for us.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I got Carlos Basham, one of the Basham brothers. No, just kidding. Wake Forest defensive tackle. He's 6'3" and 3'8", so he's almost 6'4", 281 pounds. He's kind of light for 6'3", but he's always stuffed the run well. But his pass rush has improved tremendously from 2018, 2019. He's trending upward, and so that would be a piece for me because I think defensive tackle, nose tackle. I think that's something, or a defensive three technique. I think he's more defensive end, to be honest, in our system. But if he can get after the quarterback, man, there we go.
Right.
Plus, we got Brockers as kind of the same guy.
Yeah. The issue with him for me now, this is not just what was the dessert yesterday was that article about a position in the draft that the Lions should avoid, and guess what position that was? Defensive end, edge rusher. It's like we got a lot of them. So it's like, so that's if he was to come in to play defensive tackle, maybe put some weight on, get closer to 300 pounds, maybe. But he's young, so his body still hasn't matured all the way yet. So it's maybe a guy that you can take a flyer on. Now I will say this: watching football down here in the ACC country. He's a standout. He was one of the biggest standout out there besides the kicker on the Wake Forest team, he was one of the big standout individuals because they didn't have a lot to cheer about at Wake Forest and at the football team this year.
Right.
So, So I mean, it's one of those guys. I'm like, maybe not.
Size, you know what? We can't get burnt on size, man, because that's how we got burnt on. That's how we got burnt on Aaron Donald. So we're gonna, if he's good, I really don't know that much about him because I didn't really watch him all of that much. Just some highlights on SportsCenter and stuff like that. But if he can stuff the run and get to the quarterback, we got to look at him in the third round.
We got to look at him for development too, because we want to start developing our own homegrown superstar talent, and they can sit behind a defensive end like Deshaun Hand, or because I think Hand's more of a defensive end. He can play inside in that 3-4, 3-3-5 system, but I like Hand as an end. I also think that we have a lot of pass rushers. I thought that was a weak spot on our team before, but you got Julian Okwara, you got Flowers, you've got the other Okwara, Romeo Okwara, you've got, and you don't know what you have in Jashawn Cornell if he even makes the team. I don't really know. I really liked him coming out of college, but I don't know.
You have Charles Harris came on the squad.
That's right.
We have a plethora of defensive ends. I mean, we got a ton of those.
And the other guy that's always hurt that we never see.
Yeah, Austin was that.
I can't remember his name. Austin Bryant.
Yep. Yeah,
so
we got a lot of pass rushes, man.
He played last year. He actually played pretty decent when he actually got in the game last year.
Yeah, when healthy. The theme.
When healthy, Man, but Austin Bryant was healthy pretty much all the season last year. He didn't go on the shelf last year.
Was he really? I didn't think so. I thought he was out in the beginning of the year.
But when he came in, what I'm saying, once he got on the field, he pretty much stayed on the field.
Yeah,
he didn't go back out.
Bad,
he
wasn't bad at all. Defense was terrible. But that's
we know that.
Michael Brockers was a big trade for us. I think that's going to help us a lot. Yeah, to definitely. Be honest, we'll see how it goes. But okay, let's get in some Detroit Lions news and rumors. What you got there, Curt?
Okay, now as the insult of the day, that's what I'm calling this. All right, so the NFL Network, Albert Beer and those guys over there announced that the Denver Broncos made this trade offer for Matthew Stafford. Now, this, I would say, it's the insult of the day. The Denver Broncos offered an interest in Matthew Stafford. Whew, okay. The Broncos were offering the first round pick, which was 9th overall. Okay. And nothing else. What they wanted in return was Matthew Stafford and a second round pick. So they wanted us to give them Matthew Stafford and a second round pick for the 9th pick.
But we would have got the 7th and the 9th in the same draft. That's not
bad. Man. Listen.
That is not enough for that is not even close enough to Matthew Stafford.
No, John Elway should get donkey of the day. Charlemagne need to go ahead and put John Elway down.
Yeah, who was in charge of that offer? That's probably the worst as far as for a franchise. That's probably the worst offer for a franchise quarterback.
It is.
Like what?
Man,
that's terrible.
That's insult. That is insulting.
That is the insult of the day, right?
Well, what's funny is other people thought we could never even get a first round for Matt Stafford. Right. I've heard that argument before we traded him. Oh, we're going to get a second or a third, and they're talking about giving us a first. I don't know. It is insulting after you see the offer that we got.
Right. Yeah, I was one of those. I'm not gonna lie.
You were one of those that was wrong.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, bro, you was doing this. You need to be doing this.
Right, exactly.
That one.
So we got another news item today. Jeff Okudah, I love this because it's funny. Jeff Okudah weighed in on the proposed jersey changes. He says, you appreciate numbers differently when you get stuck at the 30s ball, number 30 ball.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know what,
30. That's like the default bad number for
it really
a quarterback in Detroit. It's Darius Slay, yeah, we'll give you number 30. You're like, what?
Yep.
Why?
Right. Wouldn't that Tease Tabor's number?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I believe so. 30. No, it's 31. Because it's 31 flavors. 31 flavors.
Yeah.
31. He was 31. He was 31 levels of bad. That's what.
He was 31 bad flavors.
Right.
Yeah, bad flavors.
Right.
But it's but I think he's going to be content with wearing number 23, even if the rule change. I don't think he's going to change back. I don't think he's going to change. I don't think he's going to go to 1.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think.
I mean,
I don't
if
think
they
he's
let
going
him do 1, I think he would.
Yeah, but I feel like this.
23 is a big number.
I mean, maybe, but here's my thing with that: you go into another jersey where now because they're already selling 23 on the sites. So so you're gonna go to another jersey where he's never even worn 23 in a game. That I don't know if the league will let him change numbers twice in the same offseason.
Right.
I think they would because it's a new rule. If they do make this rule and it's a new rule and he's changed it once, I think they would allow him to do it again just because it's a new rule. I think so. That's just my thought.
It's possible.
All right, let's go to the Wall of Fame. And Curt, we have new people on the Wall of Fame once again.
Yes, we do. Man, we appreciate all our Wall of Fame members, the members of our channel. So let's go to our bronze members: Detroit Drew, Midwest Lion, Bo, Art Allen, North and Ken, Detroit Lions Talk with Micro Mike and Crystal Wiley. Now here's the new member. We got Nomas J and the new member Jason Portis.
What's up,
and
Jason?
Hey, thanks. We appreciate you. Welcome, Jason. And you know who we got? We got Gold Lions. All right. For our gold members, we got Show Me BC, Just in the D, Turner C. Burley, Bob Corwitz, Corso, Miles Gibb, Randy Prince, the Gridiron Blitz, and the Dr. Detroit is always in. Okay, and if you want to become a member of the channel, just click the Join Now button in the description below to learn how to become a member of the channel.
Now we're going to go to Detroit Lions on the Prowl trivia, and I am going to give this to you guys first. If you don't get it, I'm not going to give the answer away. We'll see if you want to put it in the comments below and see if you can get this question. So which of Detroit's first-round draft picks only had 3 tackles during his rookie season? We had somebody that got this.
Really?
3 tackles.
He had only 3 tackles in his rookie season.
It's a defensive player.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I gave a hint. I gave a big hint there.
Matt Stafford?
That is incorrect.
Calvin Johnson.
That is correct. Calvin Johnson is the answer to today's trivia question. I said if you guys didn't get
Curt
it.
be giving these trivia. Why be giving these trivia questions?
Curt got his Google page up.
Curt is the trivia king, man. I swear. But there was a winner today, and I enjoy his books except the ending sometimes. Stephen King wins for Facebook. Probably not the same guy, but hey, you never know. There was no winner on Twitter. Come on, guys, pick up the pace.
What's up, man? Come on.
What's up with you? And we're going to go now to what you thought about or what your comments were about the yesterday's show. And so first we have Uncle Doug. When talking about the Lions have never built a top 5 offensive line, I believe everyone's forgotten about the 1991 season. Mike Utley goes down, and then that offseason, Eric Andel dies in his front yard in a tragic accident. Guys, that line was poised to trade Super Bowls with the Cowboys for the next few years. That was a Pro Bowl line. That line stayed intact during the 90s. We had a couple Super Bowls. We did not forget. We talk about this all the time, actually.
Yeah.
If you listen to the show, we have brought up Eric Andelsett quite a few times when a semi tragically hit him when he was mowing his lawn in the front yard.
Wow. Crazy.
Under the category, it only can happen to the Lions. Then Mike Utley gets paralyzed. The thumbs up from Mike Utley. Yeah, that would have been a dominant offensive.
That would have been, and that would have been a franchise changing line right there.
I agree with that.
unfortunately, things happen. I mean, we do remember that. I mean, we just haven't had that type of line since then.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think you can't stop building your offensive line. You can't just say, well, you know what? We tried.
Right.
I mean, do you do that with the quarterback position? Yeah, we tried. Well, the Bears do, but other than them.
Yeah. The Cowboys definitely never stop building that offensive line. Ever.
Never. They're always Green Bay does it too, but Green Bay does it in later rounds and develops those guys.
Yeah.
So but they have an outstanding training program over there and great coaches over there in Green Bay. And hey, if we could do that and we can get Pro Bowl guards, tackles later on, great. But if you're going to just skip on somebody that's right there that fell in your lap, I can't do that. I just can't.
No. All right, we have Edward Molinda says Tim Brown, the first wide receiver to win the Heisman Trophy, had a Hall of Fame career. You just don't get it about Devontae Smith. What do we do not get about? I don't understand why we get about Devontae Smith, but it's just, to be honest with you, that's just isn't where the need is right now. The need is that offensive line. So I mean, even more of the draft experts are coming out and are starting to say that that's not what the Lions need right now, as far as in the first round, because the wide receiver position is so stacked in this draft. You can pick up a quality guy later on in the draft.
Right.
But the offensive linemen, I mean, those two guys, Rashawn Slater and Penei Sewell, are poised to be Pro Bowl offensive tackles in their career. So I don't know what you don't get about that. So
Edward. We're not coming down on you, but we're just like, Lions fans, stop falling in love with these receivers, man. Like, that's all it is because a receiver never does. Like, okay, Tim Brown, what did he do for the Raiders? Calvin Johnson, what did he do for the Lions?
I mean, he had a Hall of Fame careers, but they didn't win a Super Bowl. I mean, at least Tim Brown made it to one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
At least Tim Brown made it to one. I mean, but look at how many Heisman Trophy wide receivers had dismal careers. I mean, one guy in particular, and I love him to death because I'm a Michigan guy. Desmond Howard won the Heisman. Mm-hmm. He had a good career as a returner, but as a wide receiver, he didn't have a great career in the NFL.
Here's all I'm talking about the wide receiver position. That is a skill position. So is the quarterback, running back positions, those positions. We need to build the trenches first. We need to build the defense first. Now, for people who say, hey, we need defense, what are you talking about offensive line for? That is the draft. That is this draft. That's what it is.
This draft has. The defense is slated really later in the first round, because you're not even projected to have a defensive player come off the board to either 10 or later. And then, it's a lot of mid to late round defensive players that are just in this draft. They're not projected to go high on this draft. This is an offensive laden high first round draft picks. It just is what it is.
If you stick Calvin Johnson in Green Bay or someplace that already had a team built, already has an offensive line, he's going to go to multiple Super Bowls, I think. Mm-hmm. Devonta Smith, how does that change the Lions in a way that we've never had it change before? Because you have Calvin Johnson. I just don't understand this argument at all.
Right.
I never will, I don't think.
Yeah. It's okay, Edward, man. We still love you, man.
We do.
We're just trying to get y'all to understand where we're coming from. That's all. And yeah. But Weston Rewa, okay? Mike is pronounced Rewa. Okay. My bad, man. I'm sorry. I hear so much talk about the draft at number 7. But who are some players you would like to target with our 5 other picks? I'm still excited for the full 7-round mock draft you guys are talking about doing. Hey, we just covered rounds 2 and 3 today.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now, speaking out, I know this is gonna sound real like what you just said, no receiver, but in the second round,
Yeah.
if Kadarius Toney, I think that's his name, from Florida, if he's there, we got to take him because he's like Jamar Chase in the first round.
Yep.
That dude is he can fly.
Yeah. If he's there in round 2, we taking him. I hope.
And if we have to go to round 3, there's Eskridge as well.
Right. Eskridge out of he can fly. So I mean, there's just so much depth at the wide receiver position in this draft. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Peter B says, I understand the idea of trading down to get more picks, but if you can get a player that's a can't miss prospect on the O-line like Sewell or Slater, is it worth trading down to 15 or lower? It depends on what you're going to get. That's
you have to get some big haul.
There is no such thing as a can't miss prospect. I totally believe this. Every year we have all these people coming out and they're so great and so wonderful. And Tim Couch, I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying though? I mean, we have busts in every single draft. Is any pick safe? No, I don't think they are, but you stand a better chance of developing that type of talent than you do at the offensive line position than you do at a quarterback position, let's say. Or, even a cornerback, that's a really hard position to learn. Yeah. So to me, it's what can you get, number one? If somebody's going to blow me away with like a first round next year, second this year, I mean, some crazy thing. Oh, heck yeah, I'm going for that. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Got
to. Because at 15, you can get people like Kwity Paye. I love me some Kwity Paye. I'm just letting you know.
That's my dude right there.
I would love him flying around over here. Even though we have so much depth at that position, you still got to take talent.
Best player available right there.
Best player available. You could get a safety, maybe it's too early there, but you know, there's a lot of positions that you could get on the defensive side of the ball if you trade down. And I think that might be what most people are thinking because the defense is so bad.
Yeah. And there's still some good offensive tackles at the later in the first round that'll still be available. So I mean, hey, it's an option.
We get it. I mean, we get it. All right. My tab says, isn't how many draft picks you get. Did you pick players that are good? We just talked about that. It's a crapshoot. The Lions drafts have been abysmal. Yes, they have. And I've always kind of went back to a couple of years ago when you picked a guy out of Hawaii that no one even knows about. I mean,
Cheese Tabor or
Tabor. The guy runs a 4.9 40 at a cornerback.
Or
he can tackle though. Hey, he can tackle.
Great.
Wow.
So
I
mean, I got it. We need to have a general manager that does a better job drafting, but it's a crapshoot. I mean, the draft is any play that you pick is a crapshoot.
Right. I think that's what Brad Holmes will definitely set himself apart. Him with the addition of what's his name? Dorsey. Yeah, Dorsey. I think their evaluation of talent is like the best level that you can get in the NFL. You can't ask for better people and that second draft pick. So So let's move on to Ted Cheney. He says, amazing motivation Monday, awesome show. I'm with Coach Jones. with this draft-based scenario, I traded number 7 pick to any team if the comp is great enough. So we helped the Chicago Bears this year. They won't have the capital in the next few years to come. Thank you. See, I like it because, look, you can't – okay, I'm against this, okay? I'm against not taking something that would help us to try and hold another team down. I don't think you ever become successful in life general when you try to hold another team down, another person down. When you have to take it. If it makes sense, you have to take it. You can't just like, nah, we don't want to help them, so we're gonna keep our foot on their necks, and because it always comes back, especially in Detroit, to really blow up in your face. So
I got to ask you a question. How many NFC North titles have we won? Or whatever.
We've never won an NFC North.
So you don't help the other teams. You keep your foot on their throat and you squeeze until they die.
I mean, but
Yeah, bite those kneecaps.
I just don't think us avoiding something that is going to help us more in the long run.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Just to hold down the foe.
What is the one position that Chicago has needed this whole time?
Quarterback. But the thing is, Jim, the thing is there's a lot of teams who only need that one position and they'll get to Super Bowl and they never get to a Super Bowl.
Why has Green Bay won the division more than any other team?
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. If we give Chicago the next Aaron Rodgers, we're going to be sitting in second, third place the rest of the freaking time.
But true. But who is the next Aaron Rodgers? Like nobody knows. Like I said, you guys said it's a crapshoot.
Right. And it could be, but it couldn't be. Over there, the only thing I'm going to give you is they suck over there in Chicago, and they can't. They just don't know what the hell they're doing. Right. But other than that, I'm not helping them. I'm not. I'm not helping Green Bay. I'm not helping Minnesota. Right. I'm not helping Chicago.
I mean, if it helps us, if we get what we want, what we need, and more.
Yeah, you got to I
can't, man.
I can get what I want.
We've needed so much for so long.
Trade with Chicago.
Yeah, we've needed so much for so long. We needed this. We needed, man. I just can't do it, man. It's about building this team, Jim.
No, I get that, but I can trade with somebody else and not help my division opponents.
Yeah, oh no, I agree. I wasn't saying
with Washington. I can trade with New England.
Yeah, oh yeah. I wasn't saying there was another offer. I'm just saying specifically if they had something that blew us away.
They would have to give us Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack, 2 first-round picks. I'm not kidding. They would have to give us everything.
And Khalil Mack.
I think I said that.
Yeah, Khalil Mack, yeah.
Oh, and that wide receiver they're trying to get rid of.
Just
give us both of them.
Allen Robinson. Just give us everybody.
Too. There's another one on their team they're trying to get rid of that I can't remember.
You talking about Akeem Nicks, the defensive tackle?
Well, throw in him too, and then there's another wide receiver. I just can't remember his name.
Anthony Miller.
Yeah, Anthony Miller. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. All right. I love doing this, man. This is like my favorite thing in the world to do is talk sports and talk Lions with you guys.
Right.
Man, what do we got going on? Okay. Question of the day.
Okay, what we got?
Question of the day is, in the second and third rounds, who do you want to see? We gave 3, kind of some people that we think you might like, or some people you don't know. So go ahead and give us your second and third round choices down below in the comments. That is the question of the day. Who would you want in the second and the third round? So now we have our favorite part of the show, the Dessert with Curt.
All right. So we talked about the Inside the Den segment that they came out on Detroit Lions on .com the other day. But one of the interesting comments that came out is from head coach Dan Campbell. And it's about his coaching staff. And here's the quote. He says, and I quote, "It's a good mix of personalities. They're all hard workers, but man, they're all team guys. They mesh. The chemistry of the staff has been outstanding." Now, that in particular really stands out because, he's got these guys who kind of really just met and they're just getting a chance to work together. And if the chemistry continues, that's something that we can build in Detroit for the next couple of years, because we know that a couple of those guys aren't going to be around too much, in Detroit a long time, because these are guys that have been head coaching candidates themselves, like Aaron Glenn or Deuce Staley. So these guys are going to be the hot names coming out. So if they can succeed in Detroit in the next couple of years and have this chemistry, that's going to be great for the coaching staff and great for the Lions as an organization.
Absolutely. My final thoughts today. This is a privilege to get up in front of you guys and chat and stuff like that. I don't know everything, and I know I like to argue back and forth and stuff like this, but it's all love, man. I know you guys have your opinions and very strong opinions sometimes, but none of us are perfect, and none of us are going to be like experts or something like that. We're fans just like you guys, and just having the time of my life being able to sit here and chat with everybody and doing this show. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys that rock with us, but I appreciate my man Curt Steele. I appreciate my man Mike Jones. These guys work really hard on this, and they do a lot of stuff for this show. People don't realize that, but yeah, we do a whole lot. Announcement today. It looks like 3 p.m. tomorrow will be the time slot because that's what you guys chose in the poll. So 3 o'clock tomorrow, gold members, Zoom meeting with me and Curt. And yeah, the gold members. There we go. So that, and if you could go to fanatics.com, there is, you can get all your Lions gear, Red Wings gear, Pistons gear, stuff like that. And whatever you purchase under that link, it helps us with our show. And we really appreciate that. So that's my final thoughts for today. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you guys, both of you guys.
All right, right on. And my final thought for the day is Lions fans, just be patient, okay? I know our patience is kind of worn thin of the last few years, maybe probably this whole millennium, okay? But just Lions fans, be patient because I know we've all heard it before, okay? We have this and we have this and but we really do have the coaching staff in place to build a winner, okay? So be patient. Don't expect a whole lot from this draft. The magic is going to happen in 2022 and 2023, but watch how we build this team, okay? Be patient, but let's build this team. And in 2023, I think a lot of our dreams will come true. So just patience, Lions fans, patience.
All right. Hey, my final thoughts for the show is, I guess, like Jim said, we really appreciate everyone rocking with us. I'm really loving, the members that are joining, and, that wall of fame is growing by leaps and bounds. And like Jim said, go over to fanatics.com and check out some gear over there. I know my sale because I just got a notification that my draft gear is on the way. Nice. So I'll be rocking that. Jim and I will be going live for the draft coverage for round 6 to 10. We'll be live over there on Belly Up Sports StreamYard. So there we would definitely make sure we just drop a link for that. So please do that for us. You know what I'm saying? Go over there to fanatics.com. You're going to buy the gear anyway. So might as well help the show out. I mean, I'm just saying. So you can go over there and check it out, and it's an awesome site. They have every sport that you will want. I even bought a NASCAR shirt over there. You can buy whatever sport you want. Memorabilia. I think they even have WWE. So our wrestling fans, you can get some WWE stuff over there, some memorabilia, or wrestling stuff that you can get over there on fanatics.com as well. And as always, hey, join the family. Subscribe to the channel because we don't have fans. We don't have viewers. We got family. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And as always, subscribe to the video, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, answer the question of the day. All of these things help us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. And you can check us out over on bellyupsports.com. They have a ton of podcasts over there. You can go over there and check out, and a talented group of writers writing some great articles over there on bellyupsports.com. It is Tuesday. The week is getting started. The grind is going. And as always, be kind to one another. Love one another. Spend time with your loved ones because time is precious and is not promised to anyone. So as you go about your day, you know what you got to do, baby. You got to boss up. All out and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, Mike and Jim, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.